The Minneapolis Police Department wants to join dozens of law enforcement agencies in using drones to help monitor criminal activity. In a public hearing, members of the Public Health and Safety Committee explained how MPD would potentially use drones.
I'm here with Deputy Chief Kathy Waite and Officer Paul Delwu, and we are part of the MPD team that is organizing and planning the Unmanned Aerial Vehicle program for the MPD. Our program objective is simple. We want to utilize technology to enhance our emergency response to the public safety needs of the city. We see UAVs as providing us the opportunity to get the most information possible to decision makers in a real-time manner. Having that information is important for the leaders of the police department and the city to have to make the correct decisions. There are often blind spots in these situations. We cannot always put an officer into a certain location because it's too dangerous to gather the information we need to make the right decisions. And sometimes we can't put an officer into a location because it's physically impossible, whether it's a tall building or terrain underneath a bridge, for example. This program is set to respond to emergencies and public safety needs. There's no random surveillance involved with this. Any surveillance is subject to state statute and a search warrant. They're not military grade, they're not predator drones. They're things that any of us in this room can go buy on our own. There are 3 levels of oversight: the FAA, our proposed department policy, and then state statute. The FAA governs all civil airspace in the United States. This is a proposed policy, taking into consideration state law, constitutional law, as well as input from organizations that have put out opinions, such as the ACLU. And again, it is not finalized yet. We will take all what is said into consideration, evaluate it, and incorporate it into the policy if it's appropriate. One thing that we have added is quarterly reports to the Chief of Police, so she knows how and what the program is being used for. In addition to that, too, is the level of oversight as far as deployment. UAVs cannot be deployed unless the commander of special operations or deputy chief or above authorizes it. It's not just any officer out on the street deciding to fly a drone. In our current policy, we require a police report for every drone deployment or every UAV deployment. And with that comes case numbers, names, badge numbers, everything that comes with a full police report. Software that we are looking at to purchase that is used with these UAV platforms documents pretty much everything that you can think of. Weather situation, flight pattern, time of day, weather conditions, pilots, all that information is electronically gathered and stored with every UAV flight. Statute also specifies limitations on its use. For example, no biometric technology can be used with these UAVs. That's facial recognition or voice recognition. Also, there's no arming of these UAVs. Data that is gathered, which for us would likely be mostly video, must be deleted with 7 days unless it is part of an active criminal investigation. Any data or information gathered with a UAV in violation of this statute cannot be used for any criminal, civil, or administrative proceeding. MPD realizes the apprehension of some of the citizens of Minneapolis as far as this technology. It is a great responsibility for us to use it out there, and we take that very seriously.
Keep watching CBS News Minnesota for continuing coverage.